Although Tenochtitlan was a marvelous city, it was also the heart of a feared empire, a world where war, gods, and human sacrifices played a central role. And very soon, from the other side of the ocean, men would arrive who were ready to change its destiny forever. And that's the most intense part of this story.
The Aztec Empire, Part 2. Sacrifices. The Aztecs believed that one day the world would end violently, and that all people would die in a dramatic manner. They had to make constant sacrifices to the gods to postpone this tragic end. According to their beliefs, blood kept the sun alive. And so, to maintain the order of the world and have good harvests, the priests had to sacrifice many animals, and sometimes even people. The priests would offer the hearts of the victims to the gods, and dying in these ceremonies was generally thought to be a great honor. The absolute god of the Aztecs was called Ometecuhtli. He had several gods under his command who could also be called upon to help in times of need. The most popular one was Quetzalcoatl, the feather serpent, who was thought to be the great benefactor of humanity. But Aztec legend says that Quetzalcoatl did not get along with the god Tezcatlipoca, who demanded many human sacrifices. One day, there was a confrontation between the two gods, and Quetzalcoatl was expelled from the sacred city of Tula. He disappeared over the horizon in a ship full of serpents. And it was said that one day, Quetzalcoatl would return from exile and impose a new order that would end the bloody sacrifices. So the Aztecs believed that the only way to appease the gods was with the blood of sacrifices, until Quetzalcoatl returned.
And if this story has you hooked, break time equals, let me know in the comments below. What do you think?
The Flower Wars. Around 1450, the Aztecs were plagued by numerous droughts and famines. The Aztec leader, Moctezuma, was very concerned and consulted the priests for a solution. The priests said that the gods were also feeling hungry and had decided to share their misfortune with mortals. There was only one solution to this problem. They needed human hearts to feed the gods and appease their hunger. This was how the Flower Wars began. Ceremonial battles in which the best warriors were pitted against each other until one of them was defeated. As a victory reward, the winner would receive the prize of death. But these warriors were honored to have such glorious deaths. Glorious because the warriors' hearts would be used to feed the gods, ending their hunger and hopefully the hunger of the people as well.
Do you think that fear of the end of the world can lead a civilization to justify absolutely anything?
The end of the Aztecs. When the Spanish conquistador, Hernán Cortés, arrived in the Valley of Mexico in 1519, the Aztec king Moctezuma II thought that this strange man, dressed in such odd clothing and riding these strange animals called horses, must have been the god Quetzalcoatl, returned from his forced exile to fulfill the prophecy. The Spaniards were welcomed as gods instead of powerful enemies. But Cortés wasn't called a conquistador for nothing. Cortés's aim all along was to conquer the New World, and he did it with the help of many native warriors who were enemies of the Aztecs, and who were recruited by Cortés during his journey towards the capital. A year after his arrival, Cortés had defeated the entire Aztec nation. The capital was destroyed, and all their land and wealth belonged to the Spanish crown. The Aztec Empire was destroyed, but is still remembered to this day. The people of Mexico continue to celebrate the rich heritage of their proud and fierce Aztec ancestors, and they still feel the pride of the Aztec people resonating within them.
Let's dig a little deeper with our time compass and find out what else was going on around the world at that time.
What was happening in Europe while Hernán Cortés was conquering the powerful Aztec Empire? The Turks, who had already conquered the capital of the Byzantine Empire, Constantinople, set off to the Balkans with the aim of expanding their control over European territory. They were led by Suleiman, who was the great-grandson of the great Sultan Mehmed II, the conqueror of Constantinople. Suleiman conquered Belgrade in the year 1521, and the island of Rhodes in the following year. He then traveled to Austria and laid siege to the city of Vienna. But he never succeeded in capturing that city. Regardless, Suleiman was such a good king that he was known as the Magnificent. And the Ottoman Empire reached its greatest power under him, eventually growing to almost 40 million subjects.
Oh, so the Turks were unbeatable.
It seemed so, until the Holy Roman Emperor Charles V managed to stop them. Charles gathered together an army of warriors from all across Europe. He rescued Vienna from the siege and captured the city of Tunis in North Africa in the summer of 1535. His counterattacks helped stop the Turkish expansion on the European continent.
And remember, everything is amazing when you have the desire to learn.